Welcome back to another episode of Hit the Gap. It's been, weeks,
ages,
a month,
eons.
Yep, a month,
eternities.
Maybe 2 months since we've returned to or been in our normal format rather for this podcast. So we've finally got our new space set up, or mostly set up anyway.
Nice and bright.
Yeah, bit of natural lighting from the Townsville CBD there. So we'll see how it looks once it's edited and that. Hopefully it won't be so dungeon looking, but yeah, anyway, how's the last month of footy been? I know we've had our episodes here and there, but yeah, last month of footy's been pretty up and down, hasn't it?
Yeah, my goodness. Tipping has been
impossible.
I don't even think you couldn't call it impossible. It was just some of the worst, some of the hardest stuff to tip. There's been so many upsets, so many crazy little. There's been a lot of meeting the line sort of thing. You know, there's been a lot of like catching up to each other. That there's been, and then of course we've also had the Origin period as well.
Yeah.
Some very unreal results coming out of some of these teams. So I think this is going to be this will be an interesting one.
Yep. Speaking of Origin too, we should maybe we just get it out of the way early. But suck shit, New South Wales, you stink. That's what you get for bragging about a clean sweep before the series even started. Queensland Spirit came over the top of you. You succumbed. There was nothing you could do. Tommy Dearden is your father. Cam Munster is your stepfather. And
two dads.
Two dads. Two dads, and you'd like to kiss your dads. Kiss them good night, because that's what they did. They put you to bed. But anyway, we'll touch on it a bit more later on and whatnot, I guess, throughout the podcast. But we thought maybe we'll just get that out of the way early, because it was well deserved, well due, in my opinion. Anyway,
yeah, it's hilarious to me. I mean, the moment that the dynasty gets brought up, they want it so bad. They want a dynasty so bad. They're still not over the whole 8 in a row thing. So
a bit premature.
They want it so bad, but they're early crow.
Should have gotten under pilot about it before the series. But the premature call. I mean, and I can understand from a point, because it was a better team on paper. The whole series, I mean, it was relatively unchanged, but the team was stellar. It was phenomenal. It wasn't really much different to the team they had last year when they had that dominant game too. But yeah, just, I don't know, couldn't get it done. I think that was probably a bit of it. Game 3, you could see the boys really, I don't know, they really lacked that fire or almost like a desire to get it done.
There was also a lot of intricacies, I think, that Billy sort of went into game 3 with. I think, I think that the game plan was a very, very different game plan from game 2 to game 3. And the results just showed. The results showed heavily. I mean, Stephen Crichton was running a bit of amok in game 2. Game 3, he had absolutely zero impact. Troll was basically just hanging on the edge. He was sitting out on that edge, just praying for something, for literally anything.
Yeah. Yep.
And all he received was kicks to the nuts and
getting
plenty of drop balls and big tackles.
Absolutely dominated by our boy Shibasaki. Absolutely monstering him. But,
I mean, Critter couldn't take a trick when it came to Gemmett.
Yeah.
I think the big one for me was seeing just how badly Troll let Val and Tom just get it over him. Even Toya literally toyed with him. Like it was great to see some of the younger boys get in there and actually show some of those older ones as well that maybe your team's not that great on paper.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe when you turn up to Origin, you might want to play.
You might want to play,
just because
it ain't going to be easy.
They're debutants, and that was the narrative I saw throughout the week. Was the that whole setup was like reserve grade, and I mean, thanks for doing that, because you guys just got pumped by a reserve grade setup. So, but anyway,
and then on top of that,
it's
as if those kids have been there for years.
Yeah,
like they played fantastic.
That
was great football.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the narratives. There were many narratives and whatnot floating around that game and the result, and they all they all pretty well went Queensland's way.
Yeah.
But we might leave it there at that. I mean, we're only going to speak in facts for that one there, but until next year, because that's what happens. We know that's what happens. We pull out a gritty win or something, and then New South Wales seethe, and they use that as ammo, motivation for next year, for the following year, and generally it's either a close, tight battle or they come out a lot stronger. So, 2025, Maroons taking that one home, taking the Shield back, so it was good. It was a good Origin appearance for sure. What we'll do, though, we'll move into last weekend's games. Most of the Origin stars backed up to some extent, so whether it be from Maroons or from the Blues, they sort of...
It felt like a very 50-50 split, where, there'd be there'd be some games you'd have them all backing up, some games you'd have only half of them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they were still appearances.
And even for the Blues, it was a hard game for them. It was a tough game because they got belted around the park for most of it, but... there were probably some that were deserving of a break or a bit more of a break, like the Panthers, for example. Obviously, theirs was a bit more managed in terms of minutes and whatnot, and where and when people played. But So
some of those Panthers needed the break, though. I think we haven't really seen Liam Martin play very well this year. In entirety, really,
in comparison to what he has been.
Absolutely, 100%. He's obviously still carrying injuries from last year. He's still carrying injuries that he's had for a long time with the shoulder and whatnot.
Now from Origin,
and now he's Origin. He's just battered and bruised. So he is someone who actually did deserve a break, genuinely.
Yeah.
But Yo, he pulled up fantastic. So it was no surprise to me that he'd play.
Yep. Yeah. What we'll have a look at, though, is, we'll go back to round 19, Friday's game, Sharks and Dolphins. Now, this one, we're talking about being impossible to tip. This one is one where you probably would have initially thought, Sharks should get it done, and it was at home for them, but... I don't know, Sharks just this year have not once been stable. I've not once been able to tip them in confidence after the first couple rounds. So.
Even with the people that we saw on roster, that was enough for me to go, this is still Finns for me.
Yep.
And I know that Trey got pulled out the hour prior. But even still, that all that means is Averillo goes to fullback, so there really shouldn't be much issue. This was a bit of a tough one for the old Finns. They did severely struggle to really. The only person who was really having a proper crack was probably Herbie.
Yep.
I think Averillo sort of did try and get himself involved towards the end of the game there, but too little, too late. And I think the only time he really did make himself known, his presence known, was he got a try off it, I believe. So he got a try or gave it to someone else. I can't remember, but it was a fantastic try. I want to say that because I think it would have been Fairno. I think it was the Fairno one because Farmworth did the other one pretty much mostly himself anyway. Again, but I think this is probably, I guess, a positive thing for the Sharks that for this one here. I think this is probably a bit of a return to form for Ramian more than anything. I think Ramian had a stellar game.
Nico as well.
And of course Nico as well. Nico getting himself a double. That was a bit of a theme for this week. This week was pretty much in all games. I think there was a double in every single game.
2+ for somebody. Exactly.
I think so. If there was any punters out there, I hope you got some wins. But wasn't me, that's for sure. But I think for Ramian and Hines specifically, I thought this was a very, very, very nice return to form for both of them.
Good showing, definitely.
Even Trindle, he's been hot and cold a little bit lately. He had a bit of a hot one this one too, so good on him.
24 points to 12 in the end there to the Sharks, but there was a late surge from the Dolphins when it was still a bit closer. I think it might have been like 12 or 14 or something, possibly due to a penalty goal.
Almost entirely off Farmworth runs.
That's right. It was a late surge there, and they were looking like it might have possibly been a decent comeback, but I think whether it was an error or something like that, the Sharks ended up down the other end of the field, and they just putting that other try on, Hines getting his second one, that sort of put it away for them. And then Katoa got that last one right at the end.
I was going to say, yes, and Sione really, he's struggled at the wing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yep. Look, I mean, obviously it's not his favoured position, clearly, but I thought he really didn't do too badly here with the wing this night in particular.
Yep.
Normally he's a bit more quiet and a bit more passive and just focuses on defence, but he was very aggressive tonight. So
yeah. I think as well, the Dolphins they're sort of a little bit untested with this new halves pairing, new setup at the moment as well. Obviously having O'Sullivan come in for Nikorima, so it may take maybe a case of being a couple of weeks before they sort of all get into some sort of or some sort of same page, I guess, really on the same page as each other. So yeah, hopefully a bit a bit quicker than not, but might be something that just takes them a little bit, I'd say.
There's also a chance that Nikorima is back before they even really get a chance to properly mesh it anyway, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's scheduled for 23-24, but, like, we don't really know the full severity of that hamstring.
Yeah.
It's entirely likely that they actually have something worth fighting for their season, so...
Yeah, exactly right.
I think... that we might even see him back as early as 22 yet. So
yeah, definitely. Just not seemingly not the same sort of attacking side as they have been, unfortunately. But moving on, we'll have a look at the Saturday's games. Knights versus Storm. This one, I don't know, it was a bit of an odd one at first. The Knights. I was certain the Knights were going to get dominated, get absolutely rolled, but it didn't really turn out to be like that until maybe even the second half in the game. Hey, Gagai back to fullback. It was a bit of a late swap, just based on experience and whatnot, as opposed to young Fletcher Hunt there. So
now I didn't get to watch the full game for this one, but when I did tune in, I tuned in, and I believe it was 12. I think it was a 12-0 to the Knights, and I was like, no fucking way.
What? How does that happen? Yeah,
because obviously I'm already tilted from the last tip, so I'm like, no way, bro.
Yeah,
but they really did put on a clinic, the old Storm. It took them a little bit to get into it.
Yeah,
obviously it was a little bit wacky without Paps, but geez, Nick Meaney is honestly a very nice little trade-off for a fullback. I mean, we know he's done it before, but he really does know how to play that role pretty well. Very similar to Pappenhausen, the same sort of run style. So, I think the one positive takeaway from this game should be that they should not feel bad if Ponga or Fletcher Sharp is missing. Fletcher Hunt has so much potential.
Yeah,
and I actually really like him as a fullback. I think he showed really great resilience as a fullback here.
Yeah, I think it was more the late swap. I think he ended up going back into the centres or wing. They had a bit of a swap out, and Gagai played at the back for most of it. Yeah. But he's definitely, once he gets a few more games under the belt, because I think that was probably what it was as well. They did, I think Adam O'Brien said they put Gagai there just based on his experience, not so much at fullback, but overall. So maybe after a couple games, you know what I mean, they might have that bit more confidence in him. Knights are one as well, where they sort of need to go on a run to have any hope at all, and it's not looking like they're really going to be able to at this point. So it might even be worth just saying, hey, put him in, and then if he's sort of struggling, then swap him out mid-game or something like that. Who knows?
I think, I tell you what, Hastings probably needs to lose a bit of weight, though, but he's putting on a little bit. I don't know whether he's trying to move into the front row or not, but honestly, I do love seeing him back there in the 6 and 7 there. I think he's integral to the halves.
We've got a bit more direction with him there, definitely.
They really do, yeah. They're going around the park a bit better, and I think that's ideal when they've got such potent wings.
Yeah.
And this is... Whether they've got one of the Fletchers on the wing, whether they've got Dom Young on the wing, whether they've got Marju on a wing, I think all three of those players rely on the fact that they win in 2v1 situations generally.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, where they lose is because they don't get spread along the park enough, and they often find themselves against 3 players, defending against 3 and 4 players.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Hastings really did in this game was he really sort of pushed people around, if he's pushing people around the park to the point where their numbers are getting spread and they're getting 1v2s and 1v1s on the wing, then the Knights will get points. They have great attacking potency through that.
Yeah, just not being so flat-footed and flat in attack and whatnot. They had a bit more. There's a bit more dimension to it, most definitely.
That's right.
Yeah, yep. One where, you know what I mean, like you said, at the start it was a bit odd, but Melbourne, obviously, once they got a bit of a roll on, it was hard to stop. That's right, and that's exactly what happened. It was try after try from there on out. So, I don't know. Knights are in a bit of a
tough spot now.
Yeah, they're a tough spot now, definitely. So I think it's one where whether they start looking toward next season again, they seem to do it most years at the moment, but start looking toward next year, get themselves some sort of system set up or whatever, and then just get people getting a few reps in while they can. Next game being Dragons versus the Roosters. Now, this one was a lot closer than I think most people would have thought it would be. So, obviously, Val was backing up from Origin there, and most of the Roosters players were backing up. But the big thing, I think, was the return of Sam Walker in this game here. So, he came back in and had a pretty good game beside Savala there. So, Savala and Sandon Smith taking the reins for the most of the season anyway. I think they'd done quite well, but Sandon finally back in the 7 jersey there and leading the boys around. Bit of a battle, wasn't it, really? I mean, Dragons really just didn't go away.
Yeah, and I was kind of shocked at this one because I thought that, with Val being a bit less stable, because he's obviously going to be a bit tired after Origin. I thought they'd probably stack a little bit more on his side, but honestly, they gave him the 1v1 almost the entire game, and he punished him for it too.
Exactly.
I think 3 times he got massive line breaks and 2 tries off of him. So Sione Fena reaped the rewards big time. So I think Luciano as well had a really good game here too. He helped ensure that Val was always getting the 1v1. So
nice quick ball or whatever.
And I think that'll probably teach the Roosters a little bit of a lesson there.
Yep.
I'm just a little bit surprised that they would opt to do that though, when he's just had Rob Toyer play right like on his outside. He knows what it's about. Like it's an odd one, but that's all right. Robbo knows what he's doing, I'm sure. I think for this game as well, I think we really saw Victor have a solid game here.
Yep.
He made a lot of meters in this one, which is really good. Didn't knock himself out. Double win.
Great start,
really. And I think Tupou.
Yeah.
Tupou got the double, right? Yeah, he got
did,
the double.
yeah.
So he picked up a double. So
speaking about doubles, that was another one there where we saw Tupou go over as well. Probably
the word of the episode, really, double.
maybe just a little bit of complacency from the Roosters. You're right, but speaking on Val especially, you're right. He almost carried that Origin form straight back into clubland. So
100%.
Yeah, dangerous as ever. Moving on to the last Saturday game, and oh my, what a game it was, and not a good game. Not a good game at that.
Honestly, I'm still dirty on this. I'm still dirty of the fact that Drinky got that try not taken off him.
Yeah.
I still think that was penalty try, but I mean, it was around the head.
Yeah.
It was around the chin, so I mean, you realistically look at it, if that's a try, they won.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I obviously can't cry over spilt milk. It's already spilt. So, it was a tough one to watch. The error count was left to be desired.
Immense.
Yeah.
Immense.
It was rough. It was a rough watch, the old error count. And this wasn't even just from a cow's perspective. I think.
Both sides.
Dogs. It was. Lack of a better term, dog's breakfast, really.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It was just everyone was just dropping the ball constantly.
Yep.
That said, I think cows probably could have been a bit more aggressive in that first half to really run away with it a little better. The error margin at that point was significantly stacked against the Dogs.
Yeah. Which was when it was the time, that's right.
It should have been the time to stack on points, and they just didn't take their opportunities, really.
Yeah.
I know that they got that one taken off them. Probably shouldn't have been taken off them. I'm sure I'm sure Todd's probably sick and tired of even bothering trying to argue about it at this point, but it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, it was an odd one, that one, because I see both sides of the coin or the argument where people are saying he played at the ball, Kickout played at the ball, which he did, but also he smacked...
It's collateral.
He smacked, that's right, Drinkwater across the chops. There was one angle that didn't look, or you couldn't really see it, but then the other angle they showed, you could see clear as day, forearm to the face, and... I don't know, I mean, 2 weeks ago, even probably another time this week, I'm assuming there was a tackle. It would have been a similar tackle, but tackles like that, they get called high all the time. I think what made it worse was not long prior was when Burns got smacked across the face with a forearm by Curran. Same thing, I mean, same sort of intensity and whatnot. Any other time, and I'm happy to not call it a sin bin. I mean, that's not at all what I'm arguing for, because that was ridiculous when they had that knee-jerk reaction, but penalty sufficient. If they wanted to, rule on stuff that they really wanted to protect the head, they would have looked at those, but no, they didn't. For whatever reason, they were told it wasn't a dangerous tackle or wasn't deserving of a penalty, and yeah, neither was that second one, which... Odd to me, but those were probably very minimal in the grand scheme of things. Of Wyatt Raymond, I think it was the ref,
Wyatt,
and it was, I don't know, it was honestly disgusting.
It was pretty poor.
Like not so much just bad calls or bias, because in the end there was no bias. The whole game was horrendous. Like,
I think there'd be Dogs fans leaving that game pretty pissed as well.
Yeah,
like, why didn't we get more?
Yeah, just couldn't keep himself out of the game, and then the argument to that is probably, well, maybe both teams were just shit and couldn't stop making errors or giving away penalties. But no, it was a diabolical for a point there, like calling penalties that were nothing and then not calling other shit. Like, perfect example, I want to talk about bias. Derby knocking a ball on cold when he went for it in the air, and that was all good. That was all good, apparently. Then Marnie playing a ball with as much stability.
Yeah, the Marnie one was ridiculous. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, Marnie,
unreal.
Marnie playing a ball with as much stability as most people do any other time, and getting told he didn't have stability when he played it. Fair enough, they've challenged it, and then the bunkers upheld the decision. So, yeah, I don't know, diabolical in my opinion.
That whole sequence, I mean, I think there was probably over 20 times over this weekend's games of football where I could be like, hey, why wasn't that penalised then?
Yeah.
Why wasn't that penalised then? Why wasn't that penalised then?
Yeah.
I just could not for the life of me understand how... Look, live, sure.
Yep.
I get it, sure. If it's live, understandable.
Once it gets
Bunker,
reviewed, yeah.
How?
Yeah. And that's the thing as well, that Burns thing with the independent doctors deemed that he got hit hard enough to have to go off for a HIA.
Yeah, no penalty.
But the officials that were ruling on the match said it wasn't. It wasn't. So, you know what I mean? To me, that means they should probably be stood down or re-educated on what is sufficient.
I mean, I get it. Everyone's going to have a difference of opinion on what is and what isn't this or that. I get it, but... it's the same thing that we argue about.
No consistency.
It's just a consistency thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just consistency.
Yeah, it's poor. It was poor, and I mean, I would hope that upon review, the touchies and Wyatt would look at it and agree. But yeah, who knows? I know the NRL loves to protect their officials because it's a rough job to do, and they don't have a whole lot of them at first grade level. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty average. And I mean, results aside, even if Cowboys won, I would still be saying it was a dog shit.
It was a shit game.
It was horrendously officiated, and it was horrible. The fact, not just it was compounded by the errors of both sides, definitely. But yeah, the way they just inserted themselves into that. But enough about that. Yeah, the dogs just coming away with the win in the dogfight in the end there. That I think that defense, the period they had that defense when Burton was out. Burton was out for his HIA. That period they defended without him was pretty strong. So it just shows their defense is still quite decent. It's far from where it has been at the best of times at the start of the season, though, I'm finding. So I don't know whether they're getting a bit fatigued or whatever's happening. But yeah, it was just too good on the night, but it just doesn't seem to be where it was, or it's left lacking a little bit.
For what it's worth as well, this game there was no critter as well. So
and that's a lot of their leadership, but also their strike. So generally that's where they get their points in that from, obviously. Yeah, definitely.
I think he's also probably one of the biggest ones out there, out of any team that can really rally a side, you know, that can really rally the boys and get some defense going. So I mean, it was poor from the Cows in the end. So
and then just toward the end there, not being able to those errors. I mean, I think that last final 10 minutes, that sequence in there was probably a comical handful of errors, really. I mean, we'd start to get some momentum, or they'd make an error and we'd have it on the halfway, and then we'd make an error and they'd have it on the halfway. So, there's a few fellas there that I'm sure are going to be practicing catching balls this week at training anyway.
Oh, yeah.
With that one done, Sunday's games, first one, Warriors versus the Tigers over in NZ there. This one was one I was a bit unsure, so I did tip Tigers on it, but I was just a bit unsure based on the new halves pairing there.
I was terrified. I was terrified of this. I thought Tanner was going to... I mean, I've had little faith in Tanner for a long time, since watching whatever that Titans run was.
he did all right for where he got placed in, because they're another one that was in a diabolical situation.
They still are.
And they still are, you're exactly right. But... he just... I don't think he showed enough to sort of slot in to replace Metcalf. Exactly right.
Yeah.
But, I think... I mean, I was in and out. I dipped in and out of this game, but you watched most of it, I think?
Yeah, I watched pretty much all this one. And honestly, I was I was pleasantly surprised. I'm happy to eat my words on that. I thought he played a very Metcalf-light game, if you will.
Yeah.
It wasn't as much line running as Metcalf would do as well.
Yeah.
But... yeah, the kicking and direction was fantastic. I thought he played a really good game, and I thought that Tigers should have won this one. This was one for the Tigers to get up on them.
Yeah.
And missed opportunity. It's gone begging, because Tanner's come on and he's had a stellar gameplay.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Steered the ship, or stepped into Metcalf's shoes and steered the ship appropriately. Yeah. I think having Tua Pickett at fullback helped him as well. So he's...
yeah, geez, he had a good game.
Yeah, he's another one who's had a decent run at the Warriors previously. So he's really stepped back in and made that spot his own. As well as Chanel Harris-Tavita. So he's done
another double.
Yeah, he's done good all year, working with Metcalf and just sort of pairing well. So to be able to work with Tanner there, sort of.
And I really wasn't sold on him, but he is truly playing the classic six.
Yeah,
like the running half. You know?
Definitely.
He is truly playing a very good job of that classic six runner. And you really can't deny how good he is around the ruck like that. So he's putting points on, he's getting it done. So
can dink a little kick in when need be, or whatnot, or let one go. But most definitely. So 34 to 14 there in the end, and Tigers a little bit. I don't know, maybe a little bit all over the shop still, I think.
They really do miss Buller.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
really, really miss Buller.
At the back, having that strike at the back and defence there as well, most definitely. But, another one.
Points come off him, so.
Another one where their season's really pretty well in jeopardy, unfortunately, so they probably need to do a bit of damage control, or just start, like they're obviously doing, giving their people reps in certain positions and getting ready for next year, I'd say, at this point. Sunday's game, second game rather, was the Eels versus the Panthers. Now, this one was shaping up to be a classic Eels versus Panthers game at the start there. Eels usually have, they're one of the only ones to have the Panthers number most of the time, or in this whole 4-year run. So it was quite close initially, but then as soon as Cleary sort of came on, I think he steadied the ship, and then I think it might have been 15 minutes to go in the first half, roughly. Yeah, everything
about
just...
25-minute mark,
Yeah, everything just all went the Panthers' way from then on out, unfortunately. So,
and quite literally, too. I mean, the moment Cleary came on, they had some serious direction happening, that was for sure.
Yep.
I mean, Schneider wasn't doing all that badly, but I think...
definitely not, yeah.
I think it's just a night and day difference between him and Cleary.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably a night and day difference between anyone and Cleary, really. So it's hard to do what he can do in that 7. So
yeah, Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, so Panthers, albeit Origin fatigued, and they did rest a few players after Origin, so a few did get a rest, but still just too good, unfortunately. Worth mentioning Joash Papali'i in six there, and Dylan Brown getting moved to hooker late, so that's exactly what the Eels are doing. They're giving him the reps now while they've got the ability to before next season.
You may as well. It's time to get it. It's time to blood him in and get him ready.
Yeah, exactly right. Brown's gone no matter what. Brown's on his way out. So yeah,
Brown's probably lucky he's even gets to stay on the field, and that who knows, that may not be the case when Riley gets unsuspended. So we don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Which will be, I think, this week or next week. Yeah, exactly right. And last game of the round, Titans versus the Broncos, and in my opinion, this one's closer than I thought it would have been. I honestly thought Broncos pretty much having a full squad, really. They're almost back to full strength of the top team. But
they're pretty much just missing Haas, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing they were missing?
Pretty well. He was a late scratching after Origin as well. Another one that got a rest, but... Yeah, I thought it would have been a Broncos whitewash. They would have just ran over the top of them. But Titans seemingly sticking in here, coming out.
Actually, I suppose they're missing Arthurs too, but they've got Dean Mariner. So it's almost carbon copy.
Yeah, exactly. Ability wise, they're both sort of. You're right. They're both sort of on the same level there. But it
does make me wonder though. What happens when Arthurs is good to go this week? Are we going to see Arthurs and Karapani, or are we going to see Karapani and Mariner?
Yeah, that's true too.
Or rather, Mariner and Arthurs. It's going to be a combo of one of those three.
Mariner has been the one to drop out most of the time this year, but you would think he's just got that bit more experience. But that being said, you're right. Karapani's been very good this year so far.
He's been incredible. He has been incredible.
Yeah.
Honestly, both Karapani and Gamet were very lucky to not score.
Yeah.
In that game, the Titans really. I think when it was their time to try and get those tries, Titans were running full steam, so they managed to hold them out. So it's very lucky to not be more points on them based on those two players alone. So
Yeah, and then unfortunately, just in the end, getting over the top of them. Walsh had a pretty good game, so hopefully that near his is starting to sort of come good. But
this was Campbell's first game back too. I think
it was after his head knock.
After the head knock, and I think he had a really good showing with. He pretty much linked up with Jojo every time and got something done. So, but yeah, not quite enough. I am kind of surprised that Tino didn't have more of an impact in this game, but. He also didn't start the game either. He started on the bench. So, odd one from... so it's obviously Origin related, most likely, but...
Yeah, and dealing... I think he might still be dealing with that slight sternum injury. He might be on the back end of it, but just probably giving him that bit of a break. Yeah, you're right. But just not enough, unfortunately, from the Titans there. Couldn't get it done for their coach, Des Hasler, who's announced at the season's end he's retiring from coaching. He doesn't have enough to stop his hair from falling out, possibly. So he'll be leaving, and then also 4 and retiring at season's end as well.
That's a decorated one there. It's got to be at least 18 years, right, for Foz?
Yes, I think it is 70. It's 17. It's either he's played 17 or this is his 17th. I'm not too sure. So very, very up there, very storied career, and he's been a journeyman. He's been to many different clubs, but finally calling on time, and probably he was a light, I think, in that halves pairing, finally bringing a little bit of stability to the Titans, who have been all over the show for many years in the halves spot, but just making way a bit now, so it might just give them a bit more, force their hand a bit more now in terms of getting people in positions. You might see Campbell and AJ in the halves moving forward.
He's definitely had his time as well, right? His time at Manly was some of the best football we've probably seen.
Exactly right.
We've had the privilege of growing up watching him play football for Manly.
Between him and DC, you're right.
Last year, getting to watch that game where he got that hat trick, the first hat trick in his entire career.
Yep.
At the Titans of all places. So I mean, stellar career, and he should be proud of what he achieved, I think.
Yeah, Titans, Dogs, the Eels, and Manly all reaping the rewards from Foz. So well earned retirement for sure. We will have a quick look now, though, at this round 20, this weekend's games. kicking off Thursday night. So now that Origin's over, we're finally going back to normal scheduling. No more major bye rounds either. So Thursday night's game kicking off at 7:50. The Dolphins versus the Cowboys down at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane there. So home game for the Dolphins. Geez, I really hope they play like they did last week against the Sharks, and there's still a little bit of instability there, but I just don't know whether that's going to be the case, right?
This is my left fielder for the round. I'm actually going to go Cows here.
Cows,
I think, I think given what the Cows have the ability to achieve with what they have currently,
yeah.
I mean, the only out for them from this week is going to be Macca.
Yep.
So I don't think
he picked up an injury, didn't he? Because he left the field and never came back.
I believe it was the calf for him again.
Yep, that calf injury.
He's been having calf issues the last 2 years.
Yeah.
We get Bateman back.
Yep,
that's positive.
Unfortunately, possibly Valea as well.
Is he actually coming back though? I thought he had way longer.
Oh, possibly. Yep. He might be a bit longer in
because I thought his ended up being more serious than it actually intended.
Possibly then. Yeah. Yep.
If he is back, I mean I guess it's a bonus getting any player back that's a bigger body at the moment for sure for us because we are down tremendous in the bigger bodies.
Yep.
But that said, it's not nearly as bad as what the Dolphins are about to endure in terms of issues with their roster.
Yeah.
The amount of people that they have on the bench is possibly. You could probably argue that this is worse than the situation at the Knights. I think losing all of your fullback options and losing all of your 6 options.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the Knights are down bad, but the Finns are actually in a significantly worse spot, and they've got to seriously fight for the rest of their season, I think.
Yeah, considering from where they've started, from the team they had, exactly.
I mean, they've got 5 of their forwards out for the season.
Yeah.
They are quite. If literally anything happens to any forward on the field to them, they're toast.
Calling up the reserve graders.
They're putting in centers, bro. They're putting in centers into the forward spots. They're going to be down tremendous.
Yeah.
So
yep.
They are in just as much of a wacky situation as the Cows are, really, in my opinion. So I think this is one the Cows can actually sneak, and I know that the Cows are going to want to fight to try and get at least top 8.
Well, they need to.
They need to now. They have to. They have no choice. So,
yep.
I feel like this Dogs game should have been. We knew that Critter wasn't going to back up, so
yep.
This was the one that we needed to win.
That was the time. You're right.
So now they've got no choice. They have to win.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. And even having that bye in the last round up their sleeve, I don't think it's enough. They still need.
No, not at all.
They still need at least 4 wins.
I think it's at least 5.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at that top 8. It's a tight comp right now. I mean, I think the differential between us and the top 8 is 5 points. So it's 3 wins at least.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to imagine that all of those teams are gonna win at least 3 to 4 of those games.
Yeah.
Like, it is now a tight competition for the top. We need to be winning games, and if we don't win games, it's pretty soon it's gonna be down.
And the other one too, because I'm not too sure we've had a bit of a time frame given, but Clifford with that quad injury, I think it was he's got, so hopefully not too serious and he's not out for too long, because once again we've seen Purdue going into the 6. It's probably just not. I mean, that was out of necessity. Completely understand it was out of necessity on the weekend, but
the one thing that was flagged was that it was a strain.
Okay, so not a major sort of.
What we're now hoping, I guess, is that scans don't reveal that it is suddenly worse than just a strain, or training doesn't make it even worse than just a strain.
Yeah,
because we do need him back ASAP.
Yeah,
so we can put Purds in the center.
Yeah, get Purdue back in the center, because again, as we'd seen from the experiment back in mid-season, it started against Manly, I think it was. Yeah, just not working or not ready just yet.
Yeah.
So,
and full disclosure, I'm still on Todd's side here. I still think the future is Purdue at 6, just not right now.
Yeah, just not yet.
I think it's still a good year to 2 years. I think a year to 2 years away before that's even a thing. And I still think there's probably cards on the table for us to buy someone else in 6.
Yeah,
for the next season at least, or even the next 2 seasons. So
possibly instead of having that shootout we had at the start of the year for the halves positions, which Tommy was always going to get one. Now that we know Tommy's the 7, then that's where you go, rightio. So now it's Purdue. You're getting a lot more time to train at 6, and so's Clifford, obviously. So, yeah. We'll see. Hopefully it's not too long, because that's a hole we need to plug and something we need to sort out, as well as our forwards, which is an ongoing issue. I still don't think there's a return date for Jace, unfortunately.
Nope, nothing.
So you might you may as well consider him gone for the rest of the year. We might even see possibly debut of Amali Bitagane, whether he gets a bit of a go, because he's a big body as well. Obviously not as big, but he's got a bit more to him. We're just lucky we got players like McKaylee sitting there that we can utilise as well.
I mean, we don't have Mac until 23, so...
Exactly right. So that's another big body we've lost there, unfortunately.
Yeah, so there's actually a very big chance we do see him come in,
Yeah, so we'll see what happens tomorrow with the team lists being dropped, but yeah, you're right.
It's also pending Lars as well too, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're definitely starting to run thin on forwards, and the half situation's a bit scary at the moment. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to tip Cowboys on that one as well. I think if there was going to be a smoky for the round, I reckon that one would
it is, I think that's the smoky, 100%.
Yep. Friday's games we'll jump on to Sharks versus Roosters. Here we go again. Another one where I don't know whether I can tip the Sharks, to be honest with you. What I want to see is whether Sam Walker gets charged. Now, Sam Walker with that dangerous tackle.
He's escaped charge.
So no charges?
No charge.
Cool, sweet.
He has been... There was actually a big article I saw this morning, which I thought was hilarious, because
Robbo didn't agree.
It was like...
Of course not.
Sam Walker binned, not charged.
Yeah. Much like someone having a HIA, but the tackle that...
it's just another tack in the board, bro. Another tack in the board of just the schmozzle of
officiating.
Interesting official calls over the weekend. This one was.
Yep.
But that's okay.
Yep.
Hee.
Yep. Because we got to protect our refs. We got to back them. But back to this game, going to be a tough one to pick, I think. I mean, everything to me is saying Roosters. I think Roosters should be able to get this one done
I just don't have any faith in the Sharks, man. Even this game prior.
Yeah, against the Dolphins.
They had 30 minutes to adjust their entire spine, which is probably why they lost.
Yeah.
That's the Dolphins aren't going to make that mistake again. I think that's all fine.
Yep.
The Sharks, however, can you guarantee me we're going to see the same Nico out every game for the rest of the season?
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't fucking see it. I want to see it. I do want to see it because he's a stellar player, but I just don't see it. I think the Roosters are going to, especially on the, oh my God, actually that's probably a big one, is the wing. Sharks have serious issue on wings.
Yeah.
Right now, they still have serious issues on wings. I think they get Stone Street back.
Yep.
This week.
He is due. Yeah.
But let's be honest, he's probably not going to be 100%. They're going to have to deal with the likes of the likes of Osako. Sorry, not Osako. Goodness me, I'm thinking about that Dolphins game still. Still thinking about the Dolphins game.
Yep.
They're gonna have to deal with people like Nwangani Tuase and Tupou. Yeah. Like it's just they're gonna have experienced wingers running at them the whole game, and if it's gonna go based on form, I've got to go the Roosters. I can't tip against Marky Mark in a situation like that.
Yeah. And I mean, a bit of a quiet game in comparison last week from Marky Mark, but
because he kept passing all the balls.
Yeah, the potential's just too high there. But same for me, man. I can't put faith in the Sharks. Unfortunately, they're probably going to win now because that's exactly what I said last week. Anytime I don't tip them, they win, and anytime I do tip,
I don't think Robbo's going to make the same mistake as old mate Wolf did. So I think this one, honestly, the numbers just don't reflect it. I just can't see the Sharks beating them. Yep. So I'll be tipping Roosters as well in this one. Second Friday game being Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. Now we should pretty well see a full strength Panthers versus the Rabbitohs C string side, because they're unfortunately still dealing with major injury throughout. I think they've got a couple people out still. Brandon Smith, who came back for his first game, he's out for a few weeks. Yeah, this is. At least it's only a very small tear for this time, and it's
not the ACL. Yeah, exactly.
So, I feel terrible for him. Regardless, I mean He's been through hell for
He's
injury.
gone through it, yeah.
He's gone through it big time, and now he's got to stay out until I think he's probably out second last round.
Toward the end of the season,
second last round,
easily. Yeah, it was 4 to 5 weeks, I think Wayne said at the time. So, yeah, it's going to be.
But even still, the rest of their roster's out too. I mean, they've still got no Cody, they've still got no Ewan Aiken, they've still got no Murray.
Yeah,
they've got. Murray will probably. It sounds like Murray is going to have trouble even coming back next year.
Oh, okay.
That's tragedy, really. No Jai Gray still.
Yep.
They've got no one to really fill in all these spots. Trell will be back, and that's lovely, but they've just their ward is just massive. It is inundated.
Yep, and that's the thing. Mentioning players like Ewan Aiken's a perfect example. He went down in training or prior to the game, I think. He's TBC, so there's no actual return date. We don't know what the extent of the injury is and what the return date is, unfortunately. So, going to be a rough one for the Rabbits here in this, I think, against the Panthers side, who have started slow at the start of the year, but they've got a roll on now. They're really humming.
Ewan Aiken has classically had issues with his biceps, and I believe his lower legs.
Yep.
So I think he's been touted as a leg injury of some kind, but hasn't been clarified. So hopefully it's not his lower legs again.
It is leg definitely, but I just don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm feeling like possibly an ankle or something, because it came up just before the game. It wasn't long before the game that it became an issue. So. Yeah, I just find it hard to tip the Rabbitohs in this one, man. I mean, they could come out and surprise us. Who knows? But
look, put it this way: with Trell back, I think Trell's got a lot to prove after that Origin series as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as close as we all think.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be as blown out as we all think. I think the Rabbits will put up a bit of a fight.
Yeah.
They've still got people like Munro to really test the wings and stuff like that. So.
Yep. And
AJ, by all right, should be back on the wing, so we should see at least some points out of him too. Good luck playing against AJ when he's on the wing and not letting him get any points. Just doesn't happen.
Yep.
So I think it'll still be a nice game, but I don't think it'll be the blowout people think, and I still think it'll be Riff though.
Yeah. Yep.
Worth noting as well, Riff will have an absolute full-strength side. Scotty Sorensen was the only one out.
Yep.
Other than the Origin boys, all Origin boys are back. Scotty Sorensen is free from suspension this week.
Very nice indeed.
Penny for me, by the way.
Yeah. If it wasn't obvious already.
If it wasn't obvious.
Saturday's games will jump on to first place Raiders up against the 15th place Eels, and all day Raiders all day for me on this one. Fresh off a bye for starters, but up against an Eels side without Moses, who just haven't been able to string a decent run of wins together without him.
And you know what? I honestly don't know when the Raiders are going to lose a game for the rest of this season.
Yep.
I can't pick it.
Yep.
It's Raiders for me, 100%. They are looking stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, they're one where, and usually you start to see most teams toward the end of the season, after they've had a good run, drop off. They've maintained all year. They have had their games where they've been chased down or let a lead go and whatnot. But yeah, they seem to have been by far the most consistent in terms of maintaining that form for sure. So yeah, I think it's got to be for me. Definitely going to be Raiders in this one. Next game is the Doggies versus Dragons. Would like to say I think this one will be a bit closer, but I don't know about the Dragons, whether the Dragons have got it in them. You would have to think Critter's going to be back.
Critter will be back, and it's Dogs at home.
Yeah, and Dogs at home, yeah.
Struggling to think, and they're going to have Satili's back as well, so they have a full-strength front line.
Yep.
I don't see it. Personally, I'm going to go lock in Dogs here for sure.
Yeah, as much of a battle as it was this last week against the Cowboys, yeah, you're right. I just personally don't think we're going to see that same sort of Dogs struggle or whatever that they had this week against the Cows. So yeah, Dogs for me for sure in this one. Unfortunately, Mad Dragon. Sorry. Back to the Storm and the Sea Eagles facing each other again. This one's in Melbourne this time. Now, Sea Eagles still, I don't know, they're struggling a bit. They have looked good at times with Tommy at centre still, mind you, and I'm sure that's exactly how it's going to play out again. But, yeah, I don't know. I just think Melbourne now's the time to go on a run, and they should be back to full strength. Should have Munster back as well.
I have questions. We're not going to find the answer to those questions until tomorrow, I fear. Homole, will he be back tomorrow? Or will he be back in this week? Or will he be back next week? Is the real question.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He was a little while, wasn't he? He was like a 4 or 5 week injury for that.
Supposed to be 20 or 21.
Yeah, shoulder or pec or something, I think,
shoulder.
wasn't it? Yeah. So
nasty shoulder one, but
probably one where they want to. I mean, they're in 7th, but they want to stay in that top 8 and entrench themselves. And like you said, it's such a log jam.
I think the thing for me is that Pappenhausen does come back.
Yeah,
that's going to make things tough for the Eels straight away.
Yeah. Mind you, he was meant to come back this week because it was only meant to be a calf strain or whatever. But
tightness.
Yeah, tightness, sorry. Yeah. But he was ruled out late for that one as well. So hopefully it's not something that does carry over.
I think this is going to be one of those ones where it's play it by ear.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tentatively hold the Storm here. Melbourne, I just don't.
Yeah.
It's now that it's the business end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to get it done.
The Bellamy-led team is always a bit nasty towards the end. So starts off slow, but boy does it hit hard at the end. So I think this will be the Storm, but we'll tentatively watch this one. I think because if Olakau'atu is back in, that might give them a bit of a boon.
Yep.
Especially around the left edge there, because they're not going to be stacking the hell out of that right edge, which means Tommy's going to be a little bit open.
Yep.
He's going to have a bit more space to play with. So.
Yep.
And it gives me a bit of a Purdue vibe, really. Tommy at centre.
Yeah.
I want to say that I actually really, really like this play. I think Lehigh at fullback, blood him in now, 100%.
Yep. Definitely. Yep.
All day. I think Lehigh's a stellar fullback. Tom's getting on. We know it. He's probably not that far off retiring medically, let's be honest, if he gets any more hamstring injuries.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Literally rubber bands, those things must be. But I think the centre is the best play for him moving forward, 100%. So.
Yeah, yep, definitely having a good run so far. Melbourne for me as well. So Sunday's games we'll look at Tigers versus the Titans. Now this one could be an all-time poo slinger. It is at Leichhardt, Tigers' home ground, but yeah, It feels weird to say we might see the Tigers actually belt a team. Actually belt a team around, proper. Might, but also, how do we know?
How do we know is the real question.
Who's to say after what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks anyway? Latu not been doing too bad in the halves there. He's finally getting his go, but whether it just takes a little bit, I don't know, to sort of slot in and take over from where Galvin was or the team was with Galvin.
It is worth noting they will still have no Buller.
Yeah. Yep.
Titans will probably have as best as they'll have all season.
Yeah.
In terms of availability.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to have anyone out that...
Don't really have anyone returning as far. I know Fafita's been coming back off the bench and whatnot, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
See, Kinney is scheduled back, but on the round 21. So
oh, really?
That's still a round away.
Yeah, positive signs for them though. Yep.
Because that means where's AJ going to go then?
Yep. Whether they do look at doing something there where he goes to 6 and Foran goes to the bench or something, maybe, who knows? But I have a feeling once next year anyway, you'll see Kinney at fullback and AJ at 6 with Campbell at 7 there. So who knows?
I agree. That's the best way going.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Tigers they need to just have some sort of showing, some sort of win, right? Out of the two, it's going to be close, but I think Tigers for me, definitely.
I've got Tigers here, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say Tigers 13 plus.
Ooh, big win.
I'm gonna say Tigers 13 plus. I think we will actually see the Tigers put a pumping on these poor blokes. Yep. I think.
Got to get it done for the Leichhardt faithful, you reckon?
It's at Leichhardt, they've got almost a full squad.
Yep.
It's a great time.
Yep.
It's a great time.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll see what happens on Sunday. But last game of the round being Knights versus the Warriors. This one's at Newcastle, so Warriors are travelling for it. But, yeah, I don't know. We've probably just seen enough, or maybe just enough from Tanner. In my opinion, I've seen just enough to put a bit of faith in him. So,
I mean, look, for me, with Lucas now going out for the rest of the season, I think.
And that's it. He's done. He's done for the season with that foot. Liz Frank, I think, was it?
Yeah, so they haven't announced it yet, but I mean, if it is Liz Frank and it looked pretty bad, there's no way he's back until next season, 100%.
Yep. Could have surgery from what I hear.
Yeah,
anyway.
It'll literally be Jace 2.0.
Yep.
So,
yep.
I think, look, realistically, Knights, for a team like the Warriors, you could probably put a line through them, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately. And as good as it is to see Hastings there and whatnot back there, it just,
I can't see them being able to compete with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my issue.
Yeah.
I think with Lucas as well, Lucas missing, I think Lecker's already causing problems for every other team as it is.
Yeah.
He's very hard to hold. He's
a lot more dangerous.
He's very dangerous, I think.
Yep.
I think between him and Vermaga running off each other, I don't know. I just don't really see it. I think the Warriors are going to pull them apart in the middle.
Yep.
You're going to see a lot. I think you'll see forwards and centers all run and train over this one.
Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately. That's about it, though. I think, both Warriors, obviously, for us. But that's about it for the last fortnight of footy anyway. Next fortnight, rather. But, was there anything else pressing for you that we've had? I mean, obviously, the one signing and that bit of signing news will be Marnie to the Cowboys next year.
Marnie to the Cows. Look, initially I was not happy, but the more I think about it, I am happy. I think
got a ready-made hooker.
Not only is it a ready-made hooker, I think it's something that our team kind of lacks right now. In terms of the mongrel, in terms of the, I think Reese is unreplaceable. He's irreplaceable for us. He's literally irreplaceable for us.
Yeah,
it's going to hurt no matter what.
I agree.
But I think from a less damaging blow standpoint, Reed's a pretty good replast.
Yeah, for what's available.
Yeah, for what's available, 100%.
Yep.
I'm still, honestly, I feel like we both floated this one. I'm still kind of holding out hope that we do get someone like Sandon for a couple of years. The Roosters can't keep them all. As many brown paper bags as there is potentially available, I don't think they can keep them all, and I'd love to get Sandon up here. So
yep.
I'm still hoping for that, but I think in terms of major signing news, I think really it's just been Foz retiring.
Yep.
And Marnie really.
Cowboys, yeah. Yep, definitely. Well, with that then, we might move on to the next segment, which is your try of the week. Now, you've got a decent one lined up. Now, it's not knocking to our but
I was just about to say, for once it's not, but it may as well have been.
Yeah, may as well have been. So,
yeah, I think this one pays homage, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
We got a lovely little play from it's the Eels and the Panthers game, and it's Zach Lomax getting a try.
Mm-hmm.
No stranger to scoring tries, obviously, but we get a lovely little play from that gets pushed out to Simonson with a fantastic runs at the line and then puts the flick in outside his man, behind his man, straight to Lomax.
Yep.
Lomax straight in the corner. He doesn't miss those. We all know that.
Yep.
Yeah, just fantastic. I don't know what it is about our centers in this game. The centers and the back rowers in this game, they're all
unmatched athleticism. Hey?
It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. We are literally in the golden age of NRL. I think where we're seeing, we're seeing big boys doing stuff that
phenomenal
is from halves and stuff.
Yeah.
It's what we expect from halves and wingers all the time.
Yep.
Look, Zach's put down in the grand scheme, it's nothing outrageous compared to what we've seen him do.
Yeah.
But the real props goes to Bailey. I mean, that is a stellar pass.
Getting that ball to him so well. And he did have a good return. Simonson did, I must say, most definitely. So definitely
just a big half.
yeah, that's right. Definitely solid setup from him there as well.
With Simonson's 6 soon.
That's it. We'll move on to the NRL fantasy buy of the week. Now, theme the last few episodes, obviously, we've gone away from buying cheapies and people that are going to make you money because we're toward the back end of the season now.
I was going to say, end of season, it's going to be hard now.
You sort of want to have, that's right, want to have made your money for the most part, but now you're starting to lock in people you want to keep. This week, though, I'm going to call in Jaden Campbell. Now, he's one that I'm actually going to be trading in myself. Has that dual position of half and wing fullback, so very versatile there, and he's actually dropped a little bit of money due to a couple average scores. So the first one being from that head knock early in the game, so he lost a fair bit there, and then week gone he's only scored 35, so his break evens I think probably up around the 60s or something like that, or was anyway. So that 35 will make him drop a bit more, so he should be around 600k, which is probably, I would say, as cheap as he's going to get. He won't drop much cheaper than that. He's someone that's consistently over the season put up minimum 50s up to 60s and 70s, and then even more at times. So, yeah, I think he's a real good option there, especially this part of the season where good fullbacks are at a premium. So you've got the likes of your Teddies, you've got your Latrell Mitchells who can put points on. Drinkwater's sort of here and there. Reece Walsh has been here and there. Pappenhausen again here and there. So if you want someone that's a surefire thing to score you a bit, I think Jaden Campbell's the one to bring in this week, most definitely. That might be about it for us here. We've sort of touched on everything. It's a bit odd doing it back in this format again, but it feels good to be able to
it's good to be back.
Yeah, do it in person. So now we've got the mini studio set up. We've got the TV as well. We can make things a bit more official and a bit easier to navigate. But if that's it for you,
that is pretty much it for me. Yeah,
I think we'll leave it there. And until next time, thanks for listening.